How's it going, guys? Nervy Gamer here, and this is going to be my top 13 favorite Christmas specials and movies video. Now, obviously, I did one on Halloween, and a lot of people actually loved the Halloween video that I made. I had a lot of feedback from it, based on people watching it and everything, which is awesome. Figure this time I'll do Christmas, since I really love the Christmas specials more so than I do with Halloween. Not because I don't like Halloween, I just prefer Christmas specials because that's just what I look for the most. But besides that, I figure I'll give you guys my whole list of ones I do like, the ones I've always watched every year, ones that I have a lot into based on nostalgia. So figure this time I'll give you guys a whole list. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Number 13, Elf. This is kind of a strange choice to pick Elf on this list, since I know a lot of people kind of have a love or hate for this movie. For me, I actually really like Elf. Elf, for what it is, especially the fact that Will Ferrell is in an elf suit, it's just really funny and it's just really weird and obscure, and that's kind of why I think this movie kind of works as it is. And not to mention, the message of it is just pretty good also. There's just a lot of good things I really like about this movie. For what it is, it's definitely a movie I would recommend people watch during Christmas time. Now, obviously, this movie, from having a cult following over the years, even back when it came out, because when this movie came out, nobody didn't expect it to be a holiday classic that people would watch every single year. Now, this movie has a huge cult following. There's a new special for it, which I love. Buddy's Musical Christmas. I think it's a pretty good special. It's got really nice stop motion. It reminds me a lot of the old Rankin Bass specials. Really, really good special. I also really like the cereal, which, yes, at this point, I think every single holiday icon has to have a cereal. Like, Rudolph has a cereal, Charlie Brown has a cereal, now Elf has a cereal. And honestly, it's not a bad cereal, so I don't know if they still sell it, but it's a pretty good cereal nonetheless. But honestly, Elf as a Christmas movie is really fun to watch. And yeah, some people may not like the movie for many different reasons, but for me, it's definitely a movie that I would have a lot of fun watching during Christmas time. Number 12, South Park: Woodland Critters Christmas. South Park is a show that I still watch to this day. I mean, to me, it's still funny. The humor is still there. I just really love the show. Yeah, obviously, it still has a lot of seasons, much like The Simpsons. It has over 26 seasons, and they shouldn't be aired anymore. I get it, but I still really love South Park. It is still funny to this day. Now, when it comes to all the seasons from the Christmas specials and everything, it was really hard to choose which one was the best one. But I think the best one that definitely holds the cake on that is definitely Woodland Critter Christmas. The only reason I love the special is because it's just one of the weirdest episodes that I've ever seen them make. I mean, even for just a Christmas special, it is still one of the most weirdest fucking things I've ever seen from South Park. But it's still funny. That's kind of why I really love the special. It's just so unexpected, and there's just so much things that happen all at the same time that you never would think they would do a lot of the things in there, especially with all the animals. But honestly, for this kind of special, even if you're not a fan of South Park or you just really want to watch it just for curiosity, I'd still recommend it. It's still a really good special to watch, and I highly recommend it for sure. Number 11, Bad Santa. Bad Santa is a fun comedy to watch during Christmas time. Yeah, some people don't like it because of the humor and because it's R-rated and there's a lot of F-bombs. And obviously the premise is kind of similar to how a normal Family Guy episode could be. But to be honest with you, it is still funny as hell. It is so funny. I wouldn't recommend kids watching this because obviously there's a lot of F-bombs. It is R-rated, so I definitely wouldn't recommend kids watching this. But it's still a fun comedy. It is so funny. Billy Bob Thornton is an actor, even though I'm kind of a little bit iffy with him in some of his movies. But I actually really tolerate him in this movie because he just really comes off really funny. Bernie Mac, which God rest his soul, is really funny in this movie too. Everything about this movie is just really funny. The jokes just land so nice. Honestly, I recommend it if you just really want a fun comedy to watch during Christmas time. Number 10, it's a SpongeBob Christmas. In the early 2000s, SpongeBob was one of my favorite shows to watch when I was growing up. I used to watch it all the time when it was on YTV, and I would also watch it sometimes when it was on Nickelodeon. I was just a massive SpongeBob fan. No joke, I was obsessed with it. I was so obsessed that I could not wait for the first movie to come out. I literally saw the first movie in theaters, and it was such a great experience to watch. I still remember going to see it to this day. I'm just a massive SpongeBob fan. I love all the original episodes, and I just love all the lines. I still remember all the memes. I still play all the video games for it. I'm just a big fan of SpongeBob. Now, with that being said, though, do I like any of the newer seasons? Not necessarily, because I feel like the original seasons are a lot better. And I really feel like SpongeBob is one of those shows that it's at the really point where it just needs to be canceled and just show reruns. But anyway, that's besides the point. When it comes to the Christmas special for SpongeBob, it's really tough to say because SpongeBob has two good Christmas specials. One is Christmas Who, which is a classic in my opinion, and also the claymation one, which is a SpongeBob Christmas. I probably would say it's a SpongeBob Christmas is the best one. The only reason that I love the special is because when it came out, it just completely blew me away. Like, just seeing a claymation SpongeBob in stop motion, it just completely blew me away. Like, it reminded me a lot of, like, how Rudolph was. It was like you take Rudolph and you take SpongeBob, you mix together, and it just made it 100 times better. For some reason, it just worked. And the way that it pulled it off, it was just fantastic. I honestly really love the way that this movie turned out. Like, from the stop motion, from just the songs, from just the character designs. It was just really cool, and that's kind of why I really love this special. If you're a big fan of SpongeBob and you really want to watch something that's different, or just really want to watch it because it's just SpongeBob and it looks like it's something that Rankin Bass would make because of all the stop motion, I recommend you watch it because it is actually a really good special. Number 9, Fairy Tale Fairy's Christmas. Some people may find it weird that I actually put an anime like Fairy Tale on this list, but the reason I actually put Fairy Tale on here is because, one, I love the shit out of this franchise. Like, I love this anime. I love all the characters, I love the premise, I just love Fairy Tale. Like, Fairy Tale to me goes way back to when I was in high school, when I really fell in love with this franchise. And when I found out that they actually had a Christmas special, I went complete nuts. And I watched it, and I just fell in love with it. So honestly, I had to put it on this list. Even if it's an OVA, it's still a really good special. Now, other specials that could have been on here, like the Pokemon one, which I gotta say, the Pokemon ones are really good. It's just I find them more like shorts. They're not necessarily like a huge length special, so that's kind of why it doesn't really count. And also, originally I was going to put the My Hero Academia OVA Christmas special, but I decided to ditch on it since I didn't think it was really that good. But when it comes to Fairy Tale is a franchise I just love to death. I love the characters, I love the story, I love pretty much everything about Fairy Tale. And the Christmas special just does its justice. Like, I just love everything about this special. Like, there's so much character interactions, there's a lot of cute moments. It's just a really fun special, and that's kind of why I really love it. I honestly recommend it if you are big into Fairy Tale and you love the anime. I highly recommend it. It's such a great OVA. The only downfall with the special is that it is in Japanese, so you might have to watch it in Japanese, which is kind of a shame because I really wish that it actually came out with an English dub, but it's still pretty enjoyable. Number 8, Gremlins. Gremlins over the years has always been considered a controversial topic to a lot of people, and the reason that is because a lot of people don't really consider it a Christmas movie, which I don't know why that is. I mean, the whole setup and the whole actual premise of it is really like during Christmas time. Like, the main character gets Gizmo as a Christmas gift. Like, how the hell is it not a Christmas movie? I mean, the same people that don't consider Gremlins as a Christmas movie are the same people that don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But anyway, that's a whole other topic of its own. Regardless of how Gremlins is, I really love Gremlins. Gremlins, in my opinion, is easily a movie I love watching during Christmas time and even outside Christmas. I mean, I just love Gizmo as a character. I think he's one of the most cutest things I've ever seen. Not as cute as Pikachu, but he's up there as one of my favorite ones. Now, obviously with this movie, it really holds a special place in my heart, especially during my family. That's kind of how I really got on this movie. My grandmother was a big fan of Gremlins, and that she loved Gizmo, and that's kind of why I really got into this movie. It was mainly because of her that really got me into this movie. Obviously, I highly recommend it if you're really into Gremlins, and there is actually a lot of people that love Gremlins, so I'm pretty sure everybody has seen Gremlins at this point. Number 7, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Well, based on feedback for the Halloween video, Nightmare Before Christmas is on this list. I mean, eventually this movie was going to be on the Christmas video, but I know a lot of people were very upset over the fact that it wasn't on the Halloween video. The reason is because I don't really watch Nightmare Before Christmas during Halloween, I watch it during Christmas time. It's kind of a little bit of a debatable topic since I know a lot of people like to watch it like in between both holidays. And I think that's kind of why what's really unique about it is because you can actually watch it on both holidays. But for some people, they watch either Halloween or Christmas. And I know a lot of people love it on Halloween, but for me, it's always Christmas. I don't know why that is, but it's just I prefer it over Christmas over Halloween. But that's just me. Regardless of how this movie is, I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's really funny because back in the day, I didn't really watch it all that much. I remember watching clips of it, I remember looking up Jack Skellington every time I played the Kingdom Hearts games, but for some reason, I just don't remember watching this movie that much. I started watching Nightmare Before Christmas, I want to say about at least 6 or 7 years ago, and that's when I really got into Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, everybody used to talk about it all the time, so that's kind of why I really got into the movie, and after watching the movie, I just really love this movie. Like, I can understand why there's so many people that love Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just a fantastic movie. Like, the stop motion, the characters, just the premise. It is actually a very magical movie, and that's why a lot of people love it for what it is. I really think it's a really good movie to watch, even for families, even during the holidays. It's a really, really good movie, and I can understand why there's so many people that love Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 6, Mickey's Christmas Carol and Muppet Christmas Carol. So I'm sort of cheating a little bit by adding these two together instead of just picking one or the other. The reason I did that was because I thought it would make the list a little bit more interesting, and obviously a lot of people don't like the idea of that. I know there's going to be some people who are going to be like, oh, why would you pick these two when you can only just pick one or the other? Like, aren't they all the same movie? Well, here's the thing. They are, but they also have two differences. One, they're different characters and different stories and different franchises, but they both share the same similarity. They both are adaptations of the Charles Dickens classic A Christmas Carol. Now, that sounds pretty cool, but here's the thing though. Christmas Carol, as much as I like the story, I find it's pretty redundant. Like, I feel like it's very repetitive, and a lot of studios nowadays, especially like Hollywood, they like to do the same thing over again by retelling the same story over again of Christmas Carol. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just, in my opinion, I feel like there needs to be more other adaptations besides A Christmas Carol. Like, I just don't understand how A Christmas Carol, out of all properties of Christmas, is retold every single year. It's like, to me, I'd rather them just do something a little bit different than just stick with Christmas Carol. But anyway, that's a whole different other rant for another day. When it comes to adaptation-wise, these two are the ones I love watching the most. Let's kind of start a little bit with Mickey's Christmas Carol. Mickey's Christmas Carol is one that I would probably say is a classic. It's definitely one of those movies that I would actually watch a lot when I was younger. And the reason is because, 1, it's Mickey Mouse, 2, it's Disney, and 3, it's got Scrooge McDuck, which is one of my favorite Disney characters. I just love him in DuckTales, and that's why I feel like this special is just fantastic. Some may argue that it is a short, but honestly, even it is short, it's still a classic, and it's one of those Mickey Mouse shorts that I love going back and rewatching every single year on Christmas. Now, when it comes to Muppet Christmas Carol, I really love also. I love the Muppets, I love most of everything that they've done in their previous films. I just really love this movie, and it's definitely up there as one of the best movies they've done for the Muppets. Now, I probably would say the Muppet one is a little bit different than the Mickey Mouse one, obviously, because it's animated and it's Disney, and obviously with the Muppets it's live action, but they're just different in a lot of ways. Regardless of the differences, these two are probably, I would say, one of the best adaptations they've done for the classic Christmas Carol story. So honestly, I recommend watching both of these, or you might just be a fan of one of them. Regardless of it, I recommend watching these two because they both are great Christmas classics to watch. Number 5, Charlie Brown Christmas. Now, this is another one that pretty much everybody has seen during Christmas time. I mean, just like what I mentioned about The Great Pumpkin, this is another one that a lot of people pretty much see every single year. I mean, what is there really to say about Charlie Brown Christmas? It's just really a classic. Like, if you love the Peanuts characters and Charlie Brown, you're just gonna really love this special. For me, I've always had a soft spot for this special. I always love watching it every year on Christmas and just really have a good time with it. And that's kind of why a lot of people really like it for what it is. It's just one of those specials that you could just go back and rewatch every Christmas and just really have a good time with it. Like the music, the characters, and everything. It's just really what you would expect from watching a Christmas special. Except this time you're watching all the Peanuts characters. I don't think I could really recommend this special when I already know every single person on the planet has seen this special. But honestly, for those who have not seen it, I recommend it. It's definitely one that I love watching every single year. Number 4, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. There's not really too much to say about How the Grinch Stole Christmas when I'm pretty sure everybody on the planet has seen this special. Much like Charlie Brown Christmas and Rudolph, this is one of those classics that is shown every single year on TV, and honestly, it is definitely one of my favorites. Now, this version is the Chuck Jones version, which I already know there's already different versions of the Grinch, which we'll talk about, but this one is the one that I really like the most. And this is the one I'm pretty sure everybody remembers. I mean, to this day, people still talk about the Grinch. Like, they think about the songs, the references. I mean, everybody loves the hell out of this special, and honestly, I can understand why. When it comes to the Grinch, though, with the other adaptations that they've done with it, I was a big fan of the Jim Carrey one. I thought the Jim Carrey one was pretty good. I also really liked the Illumination one, which I know a lot of people are kind of mixed with the Illumination film of the Grinch. I thought it was okay. I mean, for what it was pretty good, and I love Illumination's work, so that's kind of why I love this film for what it is. But regardless of it, it's still a really good special, and I really love everything about the Grinch. I highly recommend it if you love the Grinch, or maybe you've never seen this special before. It's definitely one I would recommend to watch, like, even for newcomers, because it is really good. Number 3, Pop-Up Girls, Twas a Fight Before Christmas. I think in one of my other videos, I mentioned that I'm actually a big fan of the Pop-Up Girls cartoon. I just grew up with the cartoon. I just love everything about this franchise. I love the characters. I, to this day, still buy merch for Pop-Up Girls. I'm just a big fan of the show in general. When it comes to the Christmas special, for nostalgic reasons, is just really good. Remember owning the VHS for it, And every single year when I was a kid, I would watch it every single time. Like, I want to say I probably watched it like 6 or 7 times, and it always is a blast to watch. I mean, there's really not much I could really say about Toy Story Before Christmas when it is an awesome special. I highly recommend it to anybody who's big fans of Pop-Up Girls, or maybe have never seen Pop-Up Girls before and just want to give it a shot. It's definitely a movie I recommend to watch. Number 2, The Polar Express. The Polar Express is a movie that gets a lot of people believing in Christmas. It's just basically the whole narrative in the entire movie. It's about believing in Christmas and believing in Santa and believing in things that you want to believe. A movie like that is really rare to see because there's not a lot of Christmas movies that definitely tackle that. I've come across a lot of people that have actually watched this movie and it made them believe in Christmas. That's kind of why Polar Express is one of my favorite movies. It does a really good job with its message, its narrative, and even the songs, in my opinion, really make you want to cry. No joke, I've actually cried in a lot of the different songs. They just really get you with this movie, and that's why I love this movie. I highly recommend Polar Express if you really are kind of not in the mood for Christmas or just really want something to believe in or really something to kind of get you back in the Christmas spirit. This is one of those movies that definitely does a really good job with that. And back in the day, the CGI was very unique because not a lot of movies kind of tackled that. A Christmas Carol kind of had the same CGI and those kind of effects, but this one kind of made it more redefined. And that's kind of why like most people like loved the animation when it came out because it was just very one of its kind. And just nobody had ever seen it before. It was very human-like, and it was just the CGI was just different. So honestly, I recommend The Polar Express to anybody who feels kind of really down about Christmas, or just really want something to watch. I recommend it. It's definitely a movie that I probably would say is one of my favorites. And my number 1 favorite Christmas movie is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's right, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is my favorite Christmas special of all time. Ever since I was a kid, I got so excited for the special every time it was on TV, or even owning it on DVD and watching it. I just love the shit out of the special. I buy merch for it during Christmas time. I have Funko Pops, I have collectibles. I'm just obsessed with this special. What is there to really say about Rudolph when it is an awesome special? Everybody has seen it, everybody knows the songs, people know the references. It's just one of those specials that everybody has seen, much like the Grinch, Charlie Brown, etc. Like, everybody knows the special. I honestly am a big fan of the special for a lot of reasons. One, because it's a childhood classic of mine. And 2, I just really love this special. Some people may think that the stop motion's pretty old because, yeah, it did come out in the 60s and everything. But it's still a really good special to hold up with that stop motion because it is really good. The characters are fantastic. I love all the songs. Everything about it is just fantastic. There's really not much I could really go further with the special other than it is just an awesome special. And I highly recommend anyone at Christmas time who's never seen Rudolph to definitely watch it because it is a highlight to watch because it is really good. I think that's really it for all my list of the Christmas specials and movies. Thank you guys for watching and happy holidays. There will be more videos in the coming year and hopefully at the end of the year. So hope to see you guys as more content comes out. Thank you guys for watching.